$1 to the moon account flip. Hello, the Heist Masters. Welcome again to another amazing video. You've been requesting for this account flips here for the longest. So in today's video, today it is at 9:59, and I've just done that internal transfer from this my other account. I've deposited this $1. It is 2024 date 5 at this time. Yeah. So I've not been trading on this my account. You can see from last week, even from last month, I've not taken a trade in this my account. But on my live account, and this is the best broker man global full margin. This is the Just Markets broker, and the link is in the description below. So if you want to know how we're going to grow this $1 to the moon, I don't know, to 500 to 1,000, what the market has to offer for us. And in my watch list, I only have GBP USD and gold as usual. And we are almost approaching to Frankfurt Open and London session, and hopefully we are going to flip this so we are going to flip this $1 to 10. From 10 we can scale up to 50. Now from 50 to 100 is easy, and now targeting 500 to 1,000 will become now easier for the day. So be sure to stick around. Don't forget to subscribe, and we are the best mana global, and all the setups that I'm going to take in this trade, remember, they are all captured in my Heistfx sniper guide. And of course, I have amazing reviews for those people who have purchased the Heistfx sniper guide. And if you want my mentorship, remember my number is always on the description below. Heistfx mana borders global idano. Yeah, let us meet in a few when I get a right entry. Now it is 10. Now I think I can get now a setup. Bandit. One trade. Hey!
I'ma do shit my way.
One shot.
So you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Haste. So it is a 10:29 and we have the first setup here. So my people, what can you see here? Yeah? As always, we have this trend line liquidity, which has been mitigated, of course, to tap into this liquidity. And once the market is going to bounce into this area of a strong confluence in the market, it is going to react by bouncing upwards. Yeah, so I'm going to highlight these zones, and then I use that to my advantage, and then enter there with is it a mini lot? Yeah, a 0.01 lot, because just to open one position, because the account is just $1 account, and because of the spreads, I'm not using a zero spread. I don't want to pay commission for now, so I'll be using this one with these spreads. But then hopefully in the next one I'll be using, whenever I have big amounts to trade with during these account flips, then I'll now use the commission to, I'll just pay the brokers a small commission so that I can trade on the market execution. Man, bad as global quantity, man. So as always, after we have had now, if in the bigger time frames, this will be more of a fake out. Remember, this is the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame. Yeah, so in the 1 hour and above, this break of this small trend line will leave a long wick behind, which is now a fake out. Yeah, remember, the breakout traders will want to trade this market once we have broken a certain trend line in the market. Yeah, so that is how basically we are going to use that to our advantage. And as the market is going to rise up and we don't want to hold it for long, we are going to close at 90 cents and then find for more opportunities. Though the market has the potential of closing inside the trend line, and once the candlestick closes inside the trend line from the bigger candlesticks, from the bigger time frames, now that is a fake out and not a breakout. Man, a baddest global. So back to GBP USD. We also have the same setup here, and we are going to buy to that upper resistance there. Yeah, so remember, the first 10 minutes I'll be explaining all these setups, and then from the remaining 10 minutes it is now story time. Yeah, as we now flip the account from, remember, we want to flip this $1 to 10, and now after 10, now flipping it onwards, now it will become story time, because most of these setups are just a continuation and a repetition of what the chief Panditing has been doing from the from the $1, yeah. So you've seen GBP USD has gone to the same direction, and the gold trade that we just exited earlier is also still pumping now at $3.10. Eish, we now find another setup here. Remember, we are quickly scalping in and out because we are entering the market with full margin, and if we slack, the market gonna reverse and kick us out. Yeah, so the market is still pumping all the way to that my resistance there, so I'm going to use this to my advantage, and then I enter there with some powerful lots. Open 2 or 3 positions, and remember, in gold you need to be highly, that is why I'm using the 5 minute and the 1 minute, so that I can reduce the risk of these candlesticks going down back into a lot of drawdown. Yeah, so I just enter when the actual volume has kicked in the market towards the direction that I want to trade to, my people. Yeah, so are we together up to there? Man, baddest global chief party thing, of course. Yeah, one trade, one shot as always. So today, I'm so happy and I'm so energetic, so that is why we are starting this thing with a lot of psych. Yeah, so we quickly close again. Oops, we never closed at $4, so we re-enter again. Are we together? Okay, let us continue. Yeah. So people, you have been asking for this a $1 to the moon account flips, because I usually explain everything that I do from scratch without uncut, and I open and close these trades live. Man baddest, with the time stamp there. It is now 10:49, and we are now in $4 up. Remember that account flip percentage is more than even 100%. Yeah, we are we have just done a lot by now. Even if we blow this account at $4, whatever we have done here is not a joke. Yeah, so we also have another setup there, and now let me give you a lot of stories, and I'll be explaining some of these strategies when we continue with this account flip. Yeah, so at that area there, I'm going to buy there, and you are going to see a reason of my buying there. Yeah, already you can see that we had a smaller rejection, a smaller resistance at that level there, so we are going to use that to our advantage, because the market is probably going to pull to that area there. And you've seen this smaller doji there. This is like a morning star formation, because we have had a bearish, a doji, and now an engulfing bullish candlestick there. Yeah, so we use that to advantage, and then lock some few cents before we continue to another strategy. Man, baddest, you don't know. It does not get any better than what we do under the Heistfxacademy. So if you have not subscribed, my people, yeah, you are the one that is pulling the Heist community behind. Remember, don't forget to subscribe, and I have amazing reviews over those people who have my Heistfx sniper guide, because everything that I'm trading here is recorded and written in the simplest language ever for anyone to understand, digest, and trade in the Heistfx sniper guide. Man, baddest, you don't know. So what time is it? It is 10:59, and we also have another trade here on a GBP USD. Of course, I moved from GBP USD to gold, and let me tell you, my people, yeah, so when I was doing the pro farm challenge, remember, in trading pro farms, I cannot trade this way, because you have the minimum holding time that you should hold your trade whenever you are trading the pro farm. Yeah, so you cannot scalp in and out in seconds, because that is a breach of or rather a violation, and then you'll be losing that account. So you have to have a strategy which accommodates and tolerates those the risk management, holding time, everything. So my sniper haste 2-second strategy cannot work for the pro farm, because now that this is a violation. This is not the right way of trading, my people. Yeah, because this is more of you are not guaranteed. So that is why whenever I want to do these account flips, I'm just going to deposit $1, which I'm comfortable losing. Yeah, even if I deposit that dollar 7 times, that is $7. Yeah, of course, I cannot do my big amount trading this style. Yeah, so I cannot come here, I want to flip 10,000 or $1,000 to the moon and going full margin with these setups. Yeah, so it is a win win-win situation, or it is a 50-50 situation. Yeah, so that is why it is not allowed to trade professionally like this. So that is why I had to modify the one trade one short Heistfx strategy to accommodate the pro farm trading style. Yeah, and it is now modified into the baddest style ever. Yeah, so I'm going to pin some of the messages, some of the live calls that have been taking when I was away with my students under my premium package mentorship. Remember, I have some people who have paid for my services. Of course, I'm not too idle to offer free services. Even if I'm just making these videos for free here on YouTube, it is monetizable, bro. So it is a win-win situation at the end of the day. Yeah, so those people who have my premium mentorship package, it is as cheap as possible, because the Heist Master keep on complaining they always want cheap services. And who's the Heist Master? Yeah, as long as that is you want cheap services, so it means I'll also give you. You want to purchase my services cheaply, so of course I'll also give you the cheap services, but then they are worth it, because I'm trying as much as I can to give you the morning calls like the ones that we had yesterday. And in our morning calls, we only be trading Euro USD and a GBP USD, because gold is highly volatile, and gold usually can humble you. Gold can humble you. Yeah, and trading GBP USD and Euro USD, I think it is the best pair, because it is not prone to too much manipulation, because it is these are they're massive. I don't think even the hedge funds can do any form of manipulation in these trades. Yeah, but then once you have understood how this market moves, I think I'll be making a video on my new strategy on trading the Euro USD and GBP pound and euro paired with the dollar, because they usually move the same. Yeah, whenever when we are in a bullish market on euro, even in a pound, we also have a bullish market. Yeah, so sometimes you can find some good entries when we have a divergence in those two, everything there. So I'll be explaining that in my next video, I guess. So yeah, so where are we are in a 10, we are in 4 p.m. So after reaching $10 there, so I stopped trading, because I was holding. I was now back into my other account, because I was looking for entries to take during the New York, all those times there. And now it is at 4, where I decided to again now start trading this account from now 10 to 50 to 100. It is going to fly like nobody's business, because now the hardest part of flipping this account is removing it from a cent, or from $1 to 10. Once you have gotten to a 2-digit number, now doubling it will become more easy. You see, now a small full margin trade here gives us $15, and we have just closed at $25. Are we together, my people? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we continue with the story time, because now we have a smaller resistance here, and you've seen the market pressure is still pushing high. Yeah, so selling at that place there is risky. So what is the best option to do there? We go for a buy, definitely. Yeah, because you've seen the bullish power is strong at that level there, and this is the 5-minute, and we don't have any signs of reversal from that area there. Yeah, so we are simply going to buy at that level there, and quickly close once we get into profits, and we don't have time to waste, and we go to other setups. Yeah, full margin as always, and we're now back to them stories. As I promised, today I'm going to make a lot of stories rather than the analysis here. Yeah, because I'm going now to make a good video explaining the new strategy that I use now to trade professionally. Remember, I want now to trade the big amounts, the big accounts from the pro farms, and now the right way of trading. Yeah, so the Heist Masters, I want to mentor you people to the right way of trading, but you keep on requesting for these account flips, because at the end of the day, they are beneficial to you, because you can learn 1 or 2 things, but then this is not the right way of trading. But then at the end of the day, if it is paying and if it can pay your bills, it is something that you can do, but it is not sustainable. You cannot become sustainable flipping accounts, because today you can flip a account, tomorrow you lose it all. Yeah, so it is not sustainable. So every day I try to go for something that I can rely on big time, something that it is sustainable for me, that I can depend into. Yeah. So yesterday in my WhatsApp, I was telling the Heist Masters, usually those who have my WhatsApp number, I usually have a story time under the Heistfx. I usually have the Heist Masters assembly time and the Heist Masters story time in my WhatsApp status. Yeah, because I'm always online. So whenever I'm free or whenever I'm just happy and I feel like talking a lot, making a lot of noise, I just record an audio and share in my status for the Heist Masters to enjoy there. Yeah. So in as I'm giving you these stories, you've seen how we are quickly zooming in and out of these trades. So that is basically what you're going to do. I said in the first 10 minutes, I'm going to explain the strategy, and in the next 10 minutes continuous, I'm going to give you stories, because now it is the same thing that I was doing initially that I'm continue doing here, because the same setups are explained in the Heistfx sniper guide, and those who have the book can confirm with me. So we continue with them stories, man, our baddest global. So before I became a trader, I was telling those people under my status that I was a student, and we were in a long holiday, so I had a period of 4 months that I was free. And remember, when you are in school, the money that you are given, the pocket money from the parents, are never enough to sustain a man in school, but they are just they can sustain you, but you cannot. As a man, you need a lot of things to do, so the money cannot give you the 100%. So you need to look for a way that you can at least adapt to what you are given by your parents. So my parents and I decided to go and look for work to do in the supermarket. Yeah. And after going there back and forth, now come again, in a span of 2 weeks, finally I had an interview, and I was now told, go and shave and then now come back to report this work on Monday. Yeah. So on Monday, now I went there prepared with my identification card. I've just shaved. I'm in my good clothes there. Now I'm ready to work in the supermarket. So the work that I was to be doing there, in the interview I was told, can you be able to carry a 50 kg packet of sugar and rice? I was like, yeah, I've worked in a cement hardware before. You should give a valid reasons as to why you should work that work. And I had to look for reasons as to reasons, so that I can convince them that I'm not in school, because if they employ me and in 4 months I'll be out to go to school, then there's no reason for them to employ me. They look for someone who can work in the supermarket for a longer period. So I had to look for excuses that I never joined school. I've been working in a hardware. Yeah. And all those stuffs. You people can relate to whatever I'm talking. Yeah. So the day of reporting came, and the interviewee or the interviewer, now after 2 weeks of coming, come tomorrow, finally the boss of the supermarket was there, and he was this Patel man. Patel is an Indian man who owned the supermarket. Yeah. So I was excited, and remember, the worker at the supermarket, you are not paid as much, but then anything to survive, anything to pay off my bills when I go to school is worth investing my time. Yeah. At this moment, I was almost blowing the account, but I kept on holding for God to do that thing. You know how we believe in God, man. Baddest global. Yeah. So it is 5, and now we continue with them stories. Yeah. Now this Patel was like, I was me and some other boys and girls. We were 3 of us, and yeah. So the Patel was like, you tiny boys and girls, do you think you can work in this supermarket? Go home and sleep there and eat. So I was like, okay, I've wasted a lot of my time, almost 2 weeks coming in and out, and I want to work for you to give me something small to survive on, and you are like, go home. So for me to receive money, or for me to be paid money, so my faith relies on someone's opinion. And I was pissed off, and I said as I was going home, I will never again come back to that area there. And I said, now the decision of making money from that day should rely on me. I am the one to decide, do I feel like making money today? Yes, I feel I have money to risk. Yeah, if you have money to risk, then you can risk it. Yeah. Yeah. Do I feel like trading today? Okay, I have some bills to pay, but I don't have the right opportunity in the market. So I pull back. Yeah. So that is when I realized that the people usually make money online. So I went and researched how these people make money online, and I became the baddest mana binary trader. Yeah. I was trading binary trading then. Yeah. But then I was making some money, but then I wanted the decision of making money to come straight from me. I never liked how I was depending on the robot in order to run the robot and make some money. And I was like, okay, I cannot depend on something that can easily hang upon disconnection of internet. Yeah, that is why I decided now to sacrifice the binary thing and sacrifice everything else, and now decide on forex trading. Although it can take you time, you can lose all the profits you got from binary trading, but then at the end of the day, it is a sustainable business with a solid transaction of 6.6 trillion a day. So I saw it is a mana global business opportunity, and that is why I decided to invest in it. And from that day, whenever I want to make money like I am doing now, it does not, I need nobody's opinion to do whatever I'm just doing. Yeah, so it is not easy, but then keep on pushing the Heist Masters. One day, one time, everything else will be good. Remember, one trade, one shot.